Hello, my name is Mark Mosion. I'm the Head of Safety, Compliance, and Regulatory Affairs with Fleet Complete. I'm very pleased to announce the launch of a series of videos that are dedicated to safety. These videos are produced with the goal of helping you and your driver stay ahead of the compliance curve and continue trucking issue-free. I hope you will enjoy these videos as I will impart my knowledge of the industry for your best interests. The next topic is how to survive a roadside D.O.T. inspection. As a former D.O.T. inspector over a 20-year period, I can attest to the fact that an inspection at roadside or at a weigh station can and will cause stress for even the coolest and calmest of truckers. If you're doing your job as a professional truck driver, you're following the regulations, your vehicle meets the mechanical standards, there really should be no issue. There is no reason for you to fear a D.O.T. inspection. D.O.T. officers are like anyone else out there. They are professional. Their goal is to maintain highway safety and compliance. Much like yourself, they are just doing their job to protect you and the motoring public. I also want you to quickly recognize the difference between an inspector and an auditor. I've done both jobs. The inspector will typically leaf through your hours of service log, your trip inspection, make sure all the data items are there. The auditor, on the other hand, will be much more forensic in his review. He'll typically look at all of the associated documents to verify accuracy with your logs. So, here are some common sense tips I'd like to share with you to have an issue-free interaction with the D.O.T. inspector. Firstly, don't give the inspector a reason to stop you in the first place. Keep your equipment nice. Keep it clean, both inside and out. Have all your lights in working order. Make sure your license plate and your validation tags are visible. Make sure you have your IFTA decals up to date. Make sure they're visible on both sides of the truck. Make sure your mechanical inspection stickers are visible and also up to date. Make sure the cargo that you're transporting is properly tied down and isn't hanging over. Making sure you have all of your personal credentials up to date. Your driver's license, your medical certificate, hazmat endorsements, insurance cards, permits. Discard all of the expired documents in your permit book. Remain current with all the trucking regulations. They affect you. You want to be in a position to confidently answer any questions asked of you by the D.O.T. inspector. If you're traveling on a highway and the lights are on at the inspection station, don't stop on the side of the road before entering the scale. You may not know this, but there are remote cameras located on either side of the inspection station. They are watching for vehicles as they come and go and are being pulled over. Pulling over before entering an inspection station is just a huge red flag. The inspector will have the presumption that you've got something to hide. The next red flag is if you decide to bypass the inspection station altogether. This is a major no-no. This will result in the inspector chasing you down with his cruiser. He'll have his emergency lights on, his sirens on. Trust me, I've been there, done that. You'll be made to return to this inspection station, and you'll be likely for a forensic inspection because clearly there's something you have to hide. Don't go around the truck inspection station going on secondary roads. There are inspectors dedicated to mobile inspection for this very reason. They will merely escort you back to the station if they suspect that there's something wrong. Now, when you enter the inspection station, follow the posted speed limit. Did you know you could be issued a ticket for speeding inside the inspection station? If you're directed to drive your vehicle over the weigh scale, drive slowly. Don't switch to transmission gears in transit. Watch the inspection lights. Look at the scheme of the lights. They're either going to tell you to pull forward, stop, or leave, or park. Those are the four options. If you're operating a vehicle with liquid bulk, I recommend you proceed slowly over the scale. Don't stop on the scale partially because the sloshing of the liquid will skew the weight of the load. This could result in you getting a weight ticket citation for nothing. Proceed slowly and do not stop on the scale. If you are directed to the inspection lane, stay in your truck. Keep your seatbelt attached until the inspector greets you. Get all your documents ready, your personal credentials, your permit book, your logbook, your bills of lading. The inspector will typically greet you. He'll either open your door or he'll look inside the door. The worst thing you can do to get off to a bad start is to be questioned why you're not wearing your seatbelt. It's also not time to frantically update your log, as the inspector will perceive that you're doing something incorrectly. Do not ask the inspector to come into your truck. They're not instructed to do so. This is your own personal privacy and your own security. Also, don't invite the inspector to come into your truck either. Keep your wits to yourself. Always remain pleasant and courteous throughout the conversation. The last thing you want to do is agitate the inspector. Listen attentively to what he or she is asking. Most inspectors are very mechanically inclined. They are ready, willing, and able to answer any questions you may have regarding your equipment. I recommend you become very familiar with all the required documents that you have in your permit book. As you may know, part of your vehicle inspection includes all of your documents, your insurance slips, registration. The inspector really just wants to get through his workday, much like yourself. He or she is less likely to give you grief if you've already got all of the information readily available. If you're taking a significant amount of time to find the documents, or if you have a lot of old, expired documents, the inspector is going to eventually become very impatient. This is a clear sign that you're not inspecting your permit book in a regular manner. Be prepared for a full inspection. If you're running paper logs, ensure that your log is up to date to the last change in duty status. Whatever you're doing prior to being stopped is where you have to update your log. Be prepared to answer this question, what is your last change in duty status, because that's what they're going to hold you to. This is why, you have electronic logs. Using a big road solution will go a long way to having issues with data items removed. If you're running AOBRD or ELD, know exactly how to get to the roadside inspection screen for your hours of service. You want to know how to get there. You want to be able to explain to the inspector how to review your records. Be prepared to show the inspector the user's manual. That's described and required, and it will be enforced once the ELD rulemaking comes into place after December 18, 2017. You'll also be asked to surrender your instruction sheet. It describes the data transfer mechanisms that's supported with your ELD. This instruction sheet must have step-by-step instructions for you. We at Big Road have this material that will be readily made available to you. Always keep a blank supply of logs with you. An ELD device can and will fail. It will happen. It's happened before. It could happen again. You must have backup documents. So always keep a record of blank documents for yourself. Having an electronic onboard recording device or ELD will take away any fear or trepidation with respect to accuracy. Using the Fleet Complete Big Road HOS solution will go a long way to easing any concerns you have with respect to hours of service. There's no need to volunteer any more information than what's asked of you at Roadside. Case in point, you're operating under an hours of service exemption. In some cases, your employer may ask you to still maintain an hours of service log. In this case, there's no need to surrender it to the inspector. All you need to do is make sure that you are keeping accurate records. Start time, end time, total on-duty time. At the end of the day, remain diplomatic throughout the discussion. It'll mitigate most issues that may come to the surface. Clarify any issues of concern that the inspector may have and not be cited. Even if you're well-versed in trucking regulations, I wouldn't engage in any debates with the inspector. This will just agitate them. If you believe that the officer is wrong and that you're issued a citation that has no merit, take it to court. Show your defense. There's a fine line in discussing the merits and engaging in an argument with the inspector. In a confrontation with an officer, you've heard the golden rule, the pen is mightier than the sword. If you want to take this matter to court, be prepared to invest some time and money, but defend yourself. Be aware and be prepared. If, for example, you're hauling hazmat, know the required documents. The good news with the ELD becoming more widespread, the D.O.T seems to scrutinize companies with these types of systems less frequently. They understand that the ability to stretch a day has been reduced. In some cases, an inspector will give you the leave light as opposed to a carrier that's still using paper logs. Now keep in mind, being polite, being professional at the inspection, it goes a long way to an issue-free inspection. Remain cool and calm. Handle the inspection like a professional truck driver that you are. After the inspection is over, take a moment to thank the inspector for his interest in road safety. Wish him or her a safe and productive day. In closing, thank you very much. Have a safe day.